Jim Carrey is one of the most iconic and beloved comedic actors of all time, known for his larger-than-life characters, wild physical humor, and infectious smile. From his roles in movies like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and The Truman Show, Carrey has been the epitome of joy and laughter for audiences worldwide. But behind his iconic smile and comedic persona, Carrey has faced a long and difficult battle with depression. Today, we're going to dive into the story of Jim Carrey's struggles with mental health, how it shaped his life, and the ways he's worked to overcome it. Jim Carrey's rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric. Born in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada in 1962, Carrey quickly became known for his exaggerated facial expressions, energetic comedy, and his ability to make people laugh at the drop of a hat. He got his start in comedy in his teens, performing stand-up and making a name for himself in the comedy circuit before landing his big break with the hit TV show In Living Color in 1990. With his wild physical comedy and larger-than-life persona, Carrey became an overnight sensation.
It's National Fire Safety Week. I've been going door to door looking for fire hazards. Mind if I give your place a little inspection?
By the mid-90s, he was the highest-paid actor in Hollywood, raking in millions for films like Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. On the outside, he was living the dream: fame, fortune, and the ability to make people laugh all over the world. But beneath the surface, Carrey was facing a personal battle that few knew about. In fact, during this period of massive success, Jim Carrey was secretly struggling with depression. Despite his public persona as a man who could make anyone laugh, Jim Carrey has spoken openly about the darkness he felt during his rise to fame. Carrey described the feeling of being trapped in a cycle of discontentment, unable to find true happiness despite his professional success. He suffered from what he called existential despair.
The only one I hadn't freed was myself.
I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
And that's when my search for identity deepened. I wondered who I'd be without my fame. Who would I be if I said things that people didn't want to hear?
We don't matter. We don't
You're supposed to say, we're important. You're supposed to say, it's all going to be all right. And you're supposed to say that, whatever you dream can come true. And you're supposed to say all those things. I do believe in manifestation, power of that kind of stuff, but I don't believe that any of it matters.
A feeling that fame and wealth couldn't fill the emotional void he was experiencing. In interviews, Carrey revealed that much of his comedy came from a place of self-doubt and pain. He used humor as a shield, hiding his true emotions behind the laugh-out-loud characters he portrayed.
The one thing, like people talk about depression all the time, the difference between depression and sadness is just, from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you. And depression is your body saying, fuck you, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up this avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me. So a friend of mine who's a spiritual teacher has a really good take. His name is Jeff Foster, and his take on it is that they should change. You should think of the word of depressed as deep rest. Deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying.
For years, the public saw a performer who was constantly energetic, hilarious, and over the top. But privately, Carrey was struggling with deep depression that he kept hidden from the world. During this time, Carrey became isolated and would often retreat into himself, unable to connect with others on a deeper level. Even with a successful career and adoring fans, he was still fighting an internal battle that no one could see. In the early 2000s, Carrey hit what he described as a breaking point. He had been living with depression for many years, and it began to take a significant toll on his mental and physical health. Despite the massive success he enjoyed in Hollywood, Carrey felt increasingly empty inside. It wasn't until the death of his former girlfriend, Catherine "Cat" McGrath, in 2015, that Carrey started to openly discuss his struggles. He had kept much of his pain private for years, but the loss of McGrath, along with his own personal battles, pushed him to seek professional help and begin confronting his depression head-on. Jim Carrey even discussed how, at one point, he seriously contemplated suicide. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey, he explained that he had reached a point where he believed the world would be better off without him. However, he was able to turn things around after reflecting on his purpose and the impact he wanted to have on the world. Carrey's transformation didn't happen overnight, but he credits his eventual shift in mindset to spiritual awakening and self-reflection. Around the time of his struggles, Carrey began exploring spirituality, meditation, and mindfulness. He became increasingly fascinated by the idea of self-awareness and the impermanence of life. Carrey also began practicing gratitude, a concept that helped him shift his perspective from despair to fulfillment. Instead of focusing on what he didn't have, Carrey started to focus on what he was thankful for, including his family, health, and the opportunity to inspire others. Carrey became an advocate for breaking the stigma surrounding depression, urging people to speak out and seek help, much like he did. He even revealed that he had been on medication for years and felt that the process of unveiling his true self helped him heal and regain a sense of purpose. In recent years, Jim Carrey has continued to be transparent about his mental health journey. Jim Carrey's openness and vulnerability have helped shift the conversation about mental health in Hollywood. Rather than hiding behind his comedic mask, Carrey now encourages others to accept themselves fully, flaws and all. He has also shared his ongoing commitment to therapy and meditation, highlighting that healing is a continuous process and that there is no quick fix for mental health struggles. Jim Carrey's battle with depression teaches us several important lessons about mental health, vulnerability, and self-compassion. Despite being one of the world's most beloved comedians, Carrey showed us that even the happiest faces can hide profound struggles. His openness encourages us to talk about mental health, seek help, and never give up hope. It also reminds us that even when everything seems perfect on the outside, we may all be carrying hidden battles. Jim Carrey's story is a powerful reminder that it's okay to not be okay, and that healing is possible when we confront our inner pain and embrace our true selves. Jim Carrey is not just a comedian, he's an inspiration to anyone facing mental health challenges. His story is one of resilience, transformation, and self-awareness. Through his own journey of depression and personal growth, Carrey has shown us that it's not about hiding behind a smile, but finding true healing through vulnerability and self-acceptance. So that will be the end of today's episode. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this one. Thanks for watching,